DFF Army? I had to jump on here real quick and talk to y'all a little bit about Travis Etienne and Jahmyr Gibbs a little bit, but really about Travis Etienne and his dynasty value. I think I pinpointed a discrepancy in the micro markets compared to the macro markets in terms of the dynasty community.
Mind's blown. You're welcome.
So what I'm talking about real quick here is this poll. Now, maybe some of this has to do with Mike Evans, but I did get 2 trades done. And I think the majority would lean the Travis Etienne side on both of them. And I want to talk a little bit about why I'm making these trades. First of all, there's just this perception that Travis Etienne is going to get the usage that we're all hoping for, but there's no real indication that that's actually going to happen. If anything, the Jaguars and Doug Peterson have indicated that they want to give other running backs touches.
No. Don't like that.
Last season, we saw Jamichael Hasty get plenty of third down touches towards the end of the season. And we also heard Doug Peterson talk about wanting to run more of a committee-style backfield.
Not good.
Then he goes ahead and he drafts Tank Bigsby in round 3.
Yikes.
Now, Tank Bigsby is not going to take away passing down work necessarily, but he's absolutely going to carve out some touches in terms of rushing. Then there's the idea that Etienne's percentage of the passing work is going to somehow go up compared to last year, where he caught 35 of 45 targets. I'm just not sure why we think this is going to increase so much going into the 2023 season. And if we go ahead and we look at the underlying metrics, they're really not great for Etienne in terms of the receiving work. Etienne posted a 0.14 targets per route run and a 1.0 yards per route run.
Yikes.
Both of these are near bottom of the league. He did have a 60.1% team opportunity share, but the top backs in the league get somewhere near 70, 80%, and I just don't see how that's going to increase with Tank Bigsby in town. Etienne is still plenty young, but he has had a pretty significant injury in his career, and if I can find an opportunity to churn from him to a more valuable dynasty running back, I'm going to do that. So let's look back to the trades that I made and discuss a little bit about why I would rather move over to Gibbs and why I think the market, especially the micro markets, might be a little bit behind on the valuation here. So with Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously size is a concern, but when you have a running back that is selected 12th overall in the draft, you kind of have to pay attention.
Duh.
Gibbs had a 93rd percentile college target share, and the Lions clearly intend to use him in the passing game. They signed David Montgomery, who obviously is going to take a ton of rushing work and some goal line touches, but they immediately move on from DeAndre Swift after adding Jahmyr Gibbs. He is going right into that role, getting all the receiving work, and obviously they're going to try to develop him as a rusher. So that's the hope. Now, if you go and look at Keep Trade Cut, or if you go and look at DFF's consensus rankings, you'll find that Jahmyr Gibbs is running back 5 or 6, well ahead of Travis Etienne already. So while we see these Twitter polls leaning towards the Etienne side, I think the micro markets may not have caught up to really the macro community who is kind of voting on these things or ranking these players. So I think with that discrepancy, I think I'm getting ahead of the community. I'm going to likely gain more value over time here. And what we say all the time on my podcast, Dynasty Underdog, you want to lose a trade now that you're going to win in 6 months.
Winning.
So that's kind of how I view this. And that is my strategy kind of around Travis Etienne. And I think you can move on to Jahmyr Gibbs in a pretty lateral way without giving up too much value, sometimes maybe getting value back. It really depends on how you look at it. You can also trade Travis Etienne for some other players. I think you can get like a Josh Jacobs plus, and that might work out pretty well for you. There's also some other things you can do, but this is just kind of how I went about doing it, and I thought it was a good example to show people. I think Jahmyr Gibbs has much more opportunity for consistent and voluminous passing work with Jared Goff at the helm, rather than having Trevor Lawrence and a ton of weapons. Obviously, Amon-Ra St. Brown is in Detroit, and Sam Laporta, they just signed him there. But I do think that there is a little bit more opportunity for Gibbs. He's younger. He's already valued higher than Etienne per the market. So I'm diving kind of headfirst into Gibbs if I can right now. Even though I wasn't super high on him pre-draft, he's still a very talented player. And obviously the Detroit Lions believe in him. The NFL believes in him. They're going to give him every opportunity to succeed. So this isn't any like shade on Etienne from a talent perspective. I actually think he's an incredible player, and I hope that he shows out this year. But this is just how I kind of see it. And I'd rather kind of churn the running back position, get younger if I can, gain some years, get a similar type player who's possibly more valuable and scoring me more fantasy points. Hope you all enjoyed this quick value breakdown. If y'all like what we're doing here at the Dynasty Football Factory, please subscribe and go ahead and become a member. Hit the website, sign up for our annual membership, hop in the Discord. It's an awesome place. We have new members joining every day. And yeah, till next time. Catch you later, fam.